We were second period in our math class.
She texted me saying that she's not gonna be able to walk home because we walk together after school.
I had received a phone call from my dad. He told me, he's like, you know what, Patty? He's like, immigration stopped me.
Salí de mi casa en la mañana, eran las 9 de la mañana, cuando como a las 5 minutos de que había salido de mi casa.
Her father had just been taken into custody by ICE. I went to look for the student and I brought her into my office, and sure enough, she was crying.
I was honestly shocked. I don't know what to do because I've seen her, like cry a couple times, but I've never seen her bawl out crying.
She was like tearing down, like she was crying. She was just like broken into pieces.
Hundreds of people are behind bars this morning after a massive crackdown by federal ICE agents.
Since Trump took office in 2016, the Immigration Customs Enforcement Administration have been increasingly more active.
And I don't feel safe. I don't like coming to school knowing that it can happen at schools or anywhere.
It does affect people's mental health. Raids had been happening even during Obama. But after Trump, they were just very blatant about what they were going to do, who they were going to go for, and it doesn't matter.
I do believe that people of color are targeted, and especially like in areas that tend to have high policing, like here.
Good afternoon, everybody.
The DACA program is Deferred Action for Childhood Arrivals, and it's actually an executive order signed by President Obama in 2012.
Effective immediately, the Department of Homeland Security is taking steps to lift the shadow of deportation from these young people. Eligible individuals who do not present a risk to national security or public safety will be able to request temporary relief from deportation proceedings and apply for work authorization.
It helped about, give or take, 800,000 people. But it's been a curse in the sense that there's still many people left out, and it's usually older folks.
My parents have been living here about 29 years. They got an idea of being entrepreneurs. My dad helps my mom, and my mom does tacos, quesadillas, and burritos, handmade.
That's one of the beauties about DACA, right? These people who otherwise wouldn't have come out and would have stayed underground, so to speak, have been able to be productive.
I sit behind a desk, I work with students. It's something that is different to something my mom does. My mom cleans houses. She doesn't have DACA.
Some of them are now, professionals in the different fields that they've decided to pursue. DACA is not only for kids now. DACA started with the children who are now, young adults, and they have made a big impact in our economy, and this is as a whole.
American citizens like Patty are safe from the direct effects of the administration's immigration policy. But DACA recipients like Maria face an ever-changing reality.
I'm here today to announce that the program known as DACA that was effectuated under the Obama administration is being rescinded.
So the red cards are basically a know your rights checklist where it tells you exactly what to say if an ICE officer does approach you or comes to your house. And it's a card that I believe everyone who's undocumented should have.
Unfortunately, when the rights of one person is infringed, the whole entire community is affected.
I wanted to educate myself on the process of what's going on because a lot of my previous students, current students and probably my future students, would be affected by this.
I think just the whole idea of ICE raids, DACA being rescinded, that's heightened fear among a lot of people, especially youth. I think a lot of students can't focus on their studies.
Just being surrounded by a lot of people who are affected by the same traumatic experience can affect someone's learning.
So I see that she's very preoccupied, very concerned about the situation with her father. And obviously that's going to affect her classwork.
Sometimes it's just like I'm focused in the classwork, and then sometimes it just pops up, about my dad, like what's going to happen next? Is he doing okay?
I've had a lot of students come to me and ask, Miss, can they come here and take me away? Or we'll try to go on a field trip, and they don't want to go because they're afraid of what might happen on the field trip, that they might be detained on the field trip.
When I see a cop pass by me, sometimes I feel insecure because sometimes there's some cops that actually judge you by your looks. They probably might think that I'm not from here.
Do you consider yourself an American?
I don't know how to explain. I don't know how to answer this. I mean, I do consider myself as an American, but sometimes it makes me think, why don't we all have the same rights? Why aren't we all equal?
The feeling that one gets is a feeling of not having a right to do so many things that so many people have a right to do.
It's fair to say that the effects of current government policy is traumatic, not only to Patty, but to her classmates as well.
Her father, who she has spent her entire life with, was stripped away from her. And to witness that is traumatic. You know, everyone around her was also affected by that same experience.
And when adverse childhood experiences are not given the support and treated, then those experiences later on in life can and affect them in a negative way. A couple of days ago, she came into my office, and she had the smile on her face, you know, and then she started crying, and then she just put her arms and she gave me a hug, and she's like, my father's out, you know, like my father is out. And then that was, you know, even for me, it was like I choked up. It was like my father was out, because I saw what this young girl who's about to graduate from high school was going through, you know, and all the stuff that she did, all the things that she did. She definitely, you know, matured beyond her years.